And we're back with another episode.
Anyway, all right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler.
Face Off.
The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, well, welcome back.
You didn't watch Hannah Montana ever, right?
I watched a few episodes, but not enough to like.
When they're always
really
like,
make
whoa,
any reference.
whoa, whoa, whoa. You didn't?
No, I have no clue what that reference is.
Oh, okay. I don't worry about it.
Wait, did she do that?
It's like the transition from like one scene to another. She'd be like,
Oh, interesting.
there was someone she'd be like, yeah, yeah. And then if it was serious, she'd be like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Definitely don't remember that. Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Best part of the show.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious on so many levels. Well, welcome back, Fowler. Welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We are back together again. So I'm gonna just give y'all a disclaimer. We were not gonna record today or yesterday rather, because today's Monday. Because there was a lot of things that was going on. I actually recorded something by myself, and it was horrible. So I was like, I need Fowler back. Like I can't do this podcast
We're
by
just
myself.
better together. We made it work.
We really are. I'm like, oh, she's the peanut butter to my jelly, or the jelly to my peanut butter. Since I'm darker
I think
than
I'd
you.
rather be jelly.
Yeah, well, because I'm darker, so I have to be peanut butter.
No, I'm a jelly gal.
Yeah, I like peanut butter. I'm cool with that.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, should I ask you about your week? About how your week was or weekend?
It's been a week. It's been a weekend. I worked the weekend. It's been a week.
Yeah, it's been a lot, but
And I'm back in COVID next week, and like I'm already dreading it. I can just see it happening.
I was very surprised.
Because our COVID numbers are back up.
Yeah, they are. And I looked at my schedule today, and I was like, huh, interesting. Why are there COVID positive patients on my list?
Here's the thing. So like, you know how you haven't had to prepare yourself to be in COVID for a while, right?
No.
Like you were in it. You were up in that shit.
Right.
You took a break. You're on a hiatus.
Yes.
I have been in and out of it, right? So like I gear up and I see the COVID people, and then I can calm back down for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Now they're doing that shit where they'll just like sprinkle a couple COVID people on your list, and you're like, son of a bitch.
I know, and I try to find every way to not see them.
I'm just
So,
like,
yeah.
I want to be the people. You remember how they were like, well, maybe we can, when COVID first started, they're like, well, maybe you can just assess them from outside the room. Like maybe you can just look in the window. I'm always like, I asked the nurse, are they up and walking? Have you seen them brush their teeth?
And the thing is, I'm like, I'm on a tele unit now. I'm not even in, because I've opted out of the ICU because I can't do that because of my back and my herniated disc. So I'm like, there is no window coming into the room. So I'm like, I'm going to have to go in regardless. So I just saw all my regular patients first and then went back to see the COVID peeps because I'm just like, I don't have the mental capacity. And this guy, he was such a baby today. And I'm not saying that he's a baby because he has COVID. It's just
He's a baby because he's a middle-aged man.
Exactly. Ew. That's gross. Ew. Sorry. Did you not see that?
Goodbye.
I'm sorry. That was
Good night,
gross.
everyone.
I digged in my ear and it came out. Something came out. Anyway,
Ew. Also, you need to go to the audiologist.
I do. We do. I keep saying that, but I need to go for real. Anyway, neither here nor there. But patient I had today was very complaining, very whiny. I came in and I was like, hey, sir, Monica from physical therapy. Came in to do some therapy with you, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, I'm constipated. I said, you know what to help constipation? Getting up and working with PT. Oh, no, I'm in so much pain. You know what to help your pain? Getting up and working with PT. Oh, no, I'm just so weak. You know what to make you stronger? Working with
Physical therapy.
therapy. And I told him, I said, sir, every reason you give me, I'm going to tell you that therapy works. So let's just go ahead and just do this. And the quicker you can do this, the quicker I can get the fuck out of your room. Like legit. So he was like, fine. I was like, give me 23 minutes and I'm out.
Because they keep mixing up the people on the schedule, I walked into this lady's room today, and it was one of those, it had like the ante room in front of it.
Yeah.
I fucking bop in there, walk in there. I'm sitting there. I see these gowns in the trash can, and I'm like, shit, was she?
I should put this on.
What the? I was like, I could have sworn she was naked. And I'm in there. I'm like, well, fuck it, too late. Hey, girl, what's up? No coughs, no anything. What you here for? She's like, I fell. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, thank God it's something simple. Yeah,
I know.
It's just
But then now, guess who's back? Back again.
Ooh.
COVID's back.
Well, COVID never left.
But it wasn't. It's just the gearing up again. It feels like how it did after last Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Do you remember how it was? We were chilling, and then Memorial Day came, and it's just like, that's how this feels.
Yeah. I think I've never really felt like we took a break from it or that it died down because I was in the ICU with all the dying people. So like the tele floors we were getting rid of, but I was still in the ICU at the time.
Yeah. But even recently, the ICU was cleared out.
Yeah.
Not clear, but we had half
I think our numbers at the hospital, they said we only had
Like
when 36.
14 when it was its
Yeah,
lowest. I
36
think.
throughout all 6 hospitals, and then it went from 36 to like 517 now in
It
our
was because we
system.
got on here, we were talking shit. We were like, everyone says the numbers are going up, but we're chilling at the hospital. And that next fucking week, we came back as 70 something people.
Yeah, it was insane. We were just like, oh my God, no. So they've literally cut out doing all elective ortho surgeries. They've cut out a lot of these other elective surgeries, general surgeries and stuff. If it can wait, it's going to wait. And then even too, they're making like these little makeshift areas in our hospital, and L&D is running out of beds, or they don't have any beds at all. And then the children's hospital is ramping up as well, and they've opened back up. What is it, 2 or 3 more COVID units?
Yeah, the issue is we're back to where we were in the beginning,
Yeah.
where people are out and about doing shit still, and people are getting COVID.
Yeah.
So we don't have any beds.
Exactly. And I think it's really unfortunate that, you know, the CDC, number one, shot themselves in the foot by even saying, hey, if everybody's vaccinated around in your circle, then you don't have to wear a mask. That was the dumbest thing ever.
Why did they start? Remember, they were like,
don't
as long
know.
as you're vaccinated, just live your life.
Right. And I'm just like, why would y'all tell people that? You still should say, wear your mask regardless. You know what I mean? But I
It
think
was like a sweepstakes. They just wanted people to get the vaccine.
yeah. But you know, even going back to that, there's so much controversy that's going on right now, and so much back and forth between the unvaccinated and the vaccinated, because people are just like, well, this vaccine doesn't work. And I'm like, it's not supposed to. It's not a cure. It's a preventative measure. And like, we were talking about this at work today about how, you know, when we work because we work in the healthcare industry, there are certain vaccines that we have to get that most of the general population do not have to get. So we have to get our measles, mumps, rubella. Everybody got to get that. You got to get your hepatitis B only if you're working in certain areas, right? You got to get your Tdap. And what else do we have to get? Flu shot is encouraged, but it's not mandatory. And you have to wear a mask if you don't want to get it at our particular hospital. But some hospitals do mandate it. But I'm just like, we as healthcare clinicians, when you see these nurses out here saying, well, it's my body, my rights. And it's like, but you realize the population of people that you serve, like, you're working with vulnerable people. Even for teachers, like, some teachers are like, oh, well, I'm not going to get the vaccine. And I'm like, I completely understand your right to not want to get it. But at the same time, you're breathing your unvaccinated breath, potentially Delta variant breath, on children who don't have a defense at this point, especially for those who are under the age of 12.
Well, I think that's what the whole issue is in schools now, because you have all these people who are saying, like, you're telling me that the vaccine isn't a cure, it's just a preventative. You're telling me that masks aren't necessarily going to keep you from getting this, so why the fuck are you forcing my child to do this?
Exactly.
And you have another group of parents that are like, how could you not want your child to wear a mask in school?
Right.
I don't have a kid, so I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know, but I'm like, it's the same. Y'all are fighting the same fight. You are hearing two different things. You will never agree. You need a vaccinated classroom and an unvaccinated classroom. We're gonna have to segregate again. I don't know what to tell you.
Or just put the masks back on. I don't understand why the government is so hell bent on killing kids. Like,
Parents
remember
don't
how
want their kids wearing masks.
it makes no
We have
sense.
teacher friend. The other day I read an email that was shown to me from a teacher, and it was a physician parent who sent this long email that was like, I am a physician. I work here in town. I want this. It was sent to the whole school. I want the school to know that none of my children will be wearing masks. None of the
That's
research
crazy.
supports masks. None of the research supports da, 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 da. I cannot believe you're forcing this on my children. I want you to know they will not be wearing them. And it's a physician.
That's insane. And then
So I'm like-
you're spreading misinformation.
And then on the other hand, she also has a student who has type 1 diabetes in her class, and the parents came in and they were like, can you only sit her by children wearing masks?
Yeah.
And can you only sit her here? And she was like, I cannot
You
accommodate,
can't accommodate that. No.
I can't.
No.
So I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I'd be like, this is ridiculous. You cannot force my child to wear a mask. They're not going to wear a mask. They're not going to keep it on. Are they going to get in trouble if they don't have it on? Is that
Yeah.
all they're going to be thinking about? They're just going to be messing with it. Is it really that big of a deal? Are kids really, or I would be like,
I just think from sitting on this side of the spectrum where our pediatric numbers are going up, and even in a lot of different states, even in Arkansas, I think it was it Arkansas? I think it was Arkansas, where they were running out of pediatric ICU beds, and one administrator told this parent, the only way that your child will get a bed in this ICU is if somebody else's child dies. And that's very, like, horrible for them to be in that particular situation, but it's the truth. And I think too, like, if I were a parent, my absolute decision would be, my child needs to have on a mask. Now, whether they keep it on while they're at school, whole nother talk show. We already know elementary school kids they're nasty, okay, and they're gonna dig their boogers, dig their cheese, all that kind of crazy stuff. But I would definitely encourage parents to put on a mask, especially when this Delta variant is moving and shaking like nobody's business. And the thing is too, I think for a governor to be saying what should be done when you have a school board that is sitting there voting on things and telling people, threatening people, saying, well, if you mandate masks, then I'm going to take your funding. To me, that's ridiculous. Yeah. That's honestly insane. Like, how in the world can a mask hurt a child?
The issue was the spread, right? And the only way we knew to mitigate the spread, because the whole thing is, well, you really can't stop the spread unless it's an N95. If you're not wearing an N95, the mask really isn't doing anything. It's doing something, right? But people are like, the molecules versus the whatever. But the whole issue was the spread. We couldn't stop the spread. That's why everyone had to go online. So it should just be, if you want to be in person, you're in school wearing a mask. If you don't want to wear a mask, you're at home.
Exactly. Yeah.
But also, I know nothing about school politics and all of it. Because a lot of people are fucking pissed off. That's what the whole thing was. Remember, they did away with masks, and now and then all these, they said masks in schools, and all these parents got pissed off. So now they said no mask in schools, and all these parents got pissed off. So now they're back to masks in schools.
Because it's just a back and forth foolishness, and I think too, like, there's no consistency, and I think that's the thing that pisses off parents, is when you don't have consistency in what your rules and regulations are. Like, you want to change it for this, and then you want to change it for that. It's just like when, remember a few years ago when parents were making all this big fuss about, you want my child to come in here with all this list of supplies. When I went to school, all we had to have was a notebook and a piece of paper and a pen, and that's it. But I think
it's just the loudest parents right now.
Oh yeah,
the loudest parents are the ones who are getting whatever they want, because they're like, we don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, and then some states are mandating that teachers be vaccinated. I honestly feel like our hospital is going to mandate that at some point. And I remember even too a few episodes back, we talked about whether or not, if our hospital actually mandated the vaccine, would we actually still work there. And I mean, I totally get it. Like, if I'm working with a population of people who are vulnerable, like even for example, we have an oncology ICU, we have an oncology tele unit, right? You cannot go into these oncology units with these immunocompromised patients and just thought and bop in there. Like, you can't do that. If you are sick, if you got a cold, if you got a scratchy throat, don't bring your ass in those damn units, because you are more of a danger to them than they are to you. I mean, these people are walking around with no fucking white blood cells. No platelets, no nothing. And I'm like, they have no defense. And it's like, it's so selfish of you as a clinician, or even as an employee, to come in a place of business, and you, even as a family member, to come in and visit your family when you know you're fucking sick. I mean, how many of us have come to work when we were sick and probably shouldn't have been there?
Or didn't know. But then I feel, but you wear a mask, and then when you do get sick, you're like, oh, I feel like shit. Like, I could have gotten someone sick. That's what worried me so bad when all this started.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, like, what if I have something and I don't even know?
Yeah.
And we're just with sick people all the time.
Exactly.
But this is we always said, like, this is the new flu, right? Like, when influenza was bad, it was influenza. It was killing people. No one knew what to do. We either had to get the vaccine or you had to wear a mask.
Right. It's the same thing. But you know what I think too? I was having this conversation with my cousin the other day, and I was telling her, I said, I think the reason why so many people are like, you have this vaccinated population versus the unvaccinated. I think people are so hesitant to get the vaccine because we as a generation of people have not really been alive during a time where a vaccine that was mandated, or that's mandated around, has been created. Like when I grew up, I'm 10 years older than you, but when I grew up, I just know that in school, we had to have measles, mumps, rubella. When I went on clinical rotations, we had to have our TB, we had to have hepatitis B, all that kind of stuff. I didn't blink an eye to it because it's something that has been in place for forever, right? So when it's something that's new, I think you have this huge population of people who have never been through this before. And not only that, when you have a political bobblehead that is in the White House, I don't care if it's Trump, I don't care if it was Obama, Clinton, Bush, whoever, you have a political figure that is trying to tell the American people anything scientific,
they're just going to push back.
They're going to push back on it regardless. If Trump would have, or the president of the United States at the time, I don't even want to get into a whole Trump thing. If the president of the United States at the time that this COVID situation happened would have just stepped the fuck aside and shut the hell up and allowed Dr. Fauci and his team, or whatever scientists were there to say, or even the CDC to say, hey guys, we know that this disease is killing a lot of people. We are trying to come up with a vaccine. I think people are like, wow, the CDC is doing amazing. But then you got this motherfucker on TV talking about, we're going to drink bleach and disinfect it. And isn't there, you can put a UV light down, in the body and look. And I'm just like, the government has not had a great track record of trying to keep people alive. Okay. And
do you think this country misses the drama of being so bipartisan? Because the election and for so long, Black Lives Matter, the election, all of that shit, it was left and right, left and right,
Yes.
left and right. And now where everyone's kind of chilling out.
Yeah.
I feel like we need something. I feel like people thrive off this shit.
Oh, absolutely. People are psychopaths.
Yeah.
They thrive off of being
Because I
able to
listened to this
fuss with
whole
people.
podcast about why now is like so right wing, left wing, liberal, conservative, like how this happened, this huge divergence. And they were just saying psychologically, when two people will hear the same piece of information, right, and you will have one group of people, like if you say, hey, there's in Afghanistan right now, right, hey, there's all these people in Afghanistan, this horrible fucking thing is happening, right, you will have one group of people that will say, we need to act, we need to let them in, we need to help them. You will have another group of people saying, we need to make sure that doesn't happen to us, we need to make sure we lock this shit down, that it can just be us, or they can come here, we don't know what the fuck will happen. Exactly. Those people will never agree because they have such different visceral reactions to the same information, which is all this is. You have a group of people saying, look at the statistics. Is it really that bad? Is it really what they're making it out to be? How do we know they're not lying? What the fuck is this vaccine they're making us all take? Why do we need to wear a mask?
Yeah.
And the other group of people saying, are you kidding me? People are dying. We don't know what this is. We don't know what this could be. This could be anything. And we're never going to agree. So I don't know what the fuck to do.
And then people keep
what
saying,
I'm trying to say.
People keep just saying like, oh, well, the vaccine doesn't work. And I'm like, do you realize that you can still get measles, mumps, and fucking rubella? Which you got that 50 years ago. Okay. And nobody bats an eye, right? Over measles, mumps, and rubella. And the thing is, remember, I think it was like 2 years ago, there was a mumps outbreak in a school system because a kid was not vaccinated. And I'm like, do you realize that children who have been vaccinated, the reason why I didn't go crazy is because children have been vaccinated.
I will tell everyone that I literally had, when I was on my pediatric rotation, this mom came over. Was she from another country? I think she was from another country. She was not vaccinated. And she got rubella. Her daughter had congenital rubella. She was deaf, blind, mute, stemmed on everything, no quality of life, would never get over it, pulled off her processor, couldn't do anything, couldn't sit still for 10 seconds, had no quality of life. Got vaccinated, had 4 other kids, perfectly fine. Neurotypical.
Exactly.
And people forget shit like that.
Yeah, they do. They really do forget that you have been vaccinated 50 years ago, even with chickenpox. Have you had chickenpox? Have you had chickenpox? Have you had chickenpox? And then when you go and get a booster, because all these years have passed, and even though it's been eradicated, that shit gonna still pop up. And then people are like, "Well, what happened with Ebola?"
But nobody even then, I remember I had chickenpox, right? Like you have it, so you don't have to get the vaccine, all of those things. And when I was in school, they're like, "You need the chickenpox vaccine." Yeah. And I was like, "Why do I need to get it? I already had it." Like,
and then they draw a titer. Yeah. They didn't just draw a titer.
No, they were like, you need to get it. They made me get the chickenpox vaccine.
Oh, see, I got the titer.
But I was like, why are you putting these chemicals in my body?
Yeah, I just think people there's a lot of misinformation. And the thing is, I will never tell people go and get the vaccine or don't go and get the vaccine. My thing is, just put on a mask. That's all I care about. Put on a mask, and if you protect yourself, you are directly protecting other people. Because even did you hear in the news that these insurance companies now are deciding whether or not, because a vaccine has been, put into place, that they're trying to determine whether or not they're going to actually cover a hospital related incident if you are not vaccinated.
Listen, it's like,
because it's preventative.
It's like GM putting out a statement that says, hey, we need to recall all of these cars because the brakes could be faulty, right? So come in, you have from this time to this time, we want everybody in, please, we'll give you $100, we'll give you free French fries, we'll give you everything you want, please come in. And then 6 months later, you're in a car wreck and you're like, my brakes were faulty. And they're like, we fucking told you they were. We're not paying for that shit anymore.
Yeah, definitely. And I honestly can't blame the insurance company, because just like you said, it's a preventative measure. Even just like, you going to the doctor every single year and getting your annual physical, or getting your eye exam if you wear glasses. That stuff is preventative, so they can catch certain things. And if these insurance companies are like, listen, we are trying to do our best by, holding up our end of the bargain of you being a subscribing Patreon. However, if you are not holding up your end of the bargain for your own medical care and taking these preventative measures, we're not going to pay for this shit. And I honestly can't blame them to a degree.
Listen, I will never ride or die for the government, but y'all motherfuckers are never happy. Y'all were like, we need information. They pushed out information. It was incorrect because they got it out to you for so fast. You were like, we need a vaccine. They pushed out vaccines. Some of them were good. Some of them weren't so good, but they fucking rushed them because y'all fucking wanted them out here. Yeah. And now y'all are mad because you can still get COVID with the vaccine, or you're mad bad because you got the vaccine and everybody's still getting sick.
Or even people are saying, well, it's not even FDA approved. Here's the thing. There's a lot of things that are not FDA approved.
You know, a lot of things are FDA approved, still not great.
And the thing, exactly. First of all, Tylenol is FDA approved. Do you know what the fuck says on the side of the bottle of Tylenol? Bitch, if you take too much, guess what? Your liver gonna die. People still popping them damn Tylenol. We tell pregnant women to take Tylenol when they have pain, knowing that it could potentially cause liver failure.
They didn't just pull 16 people off the side of the street and they're like, hey, y'all, anyone know how to make a vaccine? Because we got to figure this shit out.
Exactly.
They have researched this shit. They've made other vaccines. They know what this is. They did the best they could.
And we're still in a trial. Like, in order for the FDA to approve anything, there is a standard trial process that works for every drug, every vaccine, every, preventative measure. There's always a trial. So if it takes the FDA says you got 2 years to make this shit work, or else we're not, and you have to prove that it works for a certain degree.
On all these different groups of people.
Exactly. In order for us to say it is now FDA approved, because now they're taking on the liability and you could potentially sue them.
And for this, it was not FDA approved because they were like, okay, nitty gritty, we just need to do it. So let's try it on old people. Let's try it on middle-aged people and these young motherfuckers who need it. We're not going to try it on pregnant people right now because that's not our issue. Yeah. We're going to wait for the old fuckers, I guess.
Yeah. And even as much as we talk about, people getting Johnson & Johnson, you can get a blood clot. Here's the thing. Okay. You don't know what your body is going to do until you take something. I didn't know I was allergic to penicillin until I took that shit and broke out.
I stand by the fact that I think all of the young people that are getting COVID, that it's this bad, that end up in the ICU, had underlying things they never knew about.
Absolutely.
Because when do you find out that you have high cholesterol,
most of them not even go to the doctor.
Right. You don't know unless you go and get checked all the time. You're a hypochondriac like I am, and I'm always at the fucking doctor. The same thing with the Johnson & Johnson. They said that the reactions that these people were having were similar to the reactions in people allergic to heparin.
Yeah.
Why would you know you're allergic to heparin unless you've had it before?
Exactly.
There's this mass group. It's like a huge trial group of people. It was bound to happen. So I don't know, which it's still really shitty.
Yeah. And the cardiac issues that people are having. I definitely, and that's why I always tell people, your comorbid factors play a huge part in the success of any vaccine. Like, you can, if you're obese, if you have hypertension, high cholesterol,
hyperlipidemia.
It's high cholesterol, but
same thing.
If you're obese, and if you have, I can tell
you every patient I have right now, HTN, DM, HLD, usually
exactly, PVD. CKD, stage 2 or 3.
Yeah, literally.
It's insane. And when you have all that, plus you put obesity on top of it, what you think a little vaccine gonna do for all of that? You already on all these meds, and your body can't fight off shit. So, I mean, vaccinated people and unvaccinated people are coming into the hospital. Obviously, the numbers are very different, but the reality is, I kind of hate that they're talking about, these breakthrough cases. They're not fucking breakthrough. This is shit that happens. You know why? Because the vaccinated people are going out, thotting and bopping with no mask on, as if they still can't get it. Like, and again, the only reason for the vaccine is to hopefully prevent you from dying or having crazy adverse effects. It does not say that it prevents you from getting COVID. It just prevents you from hopefully dying. I think you would want to take that over. Never mind. You would do what you want to do with your body.
Do what you want to do. I'm just here to say, I understand people who want to wear masks, and I understand people who don't want to wear masks, but I don't understand what else we can do at this point.
Yeah.
So,
and the thing is too, I want to be very transparent. Remember in the very beginning, I was like, I'm not getting this vaccine. I was like, I want to see if you motherfuckers turn into zombies. And
do you remember I was like, I can travel? Shoot me up.
Exactly. You were like one of the first ones, like, sign me up.
I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. And I was just like, okay, I'm not, but I live in Texas, unfortunately. And not unfortunately, sorry. I live in Texas.
Texas is a wonderful place to live.
God bless. But Greg Abbott got to go. Texas is reckless right now. And I can't even say, let me just take a hiatus and go to Florida with my family. Bitch, Ron DeSantis is just as reckless. So it's just like, I don't have nowhere to go. Let me go ahead and protect myself.
I will tell you that Texas is its own state of mind, right? Yeah. Texas has always been Texas. That's why we had our own grid. That's why we have all these own issues. So it's always been like, anything can happen in all those other states, but like here, we know what the fuck to do. We're going to hold it down. We love our rights, and we are going to keep ourselves open. So the fact that we've been trying to do that and people are fighting for that and it's still not fucking working, I think everyone's just going crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
And they're just like, well, fuck it. I'm going to get it either way. So I might as well go out there and get it. Not realizing that,
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of these beds are, a lot of hospitals don't have beds. Even I was talking to one of the echo techs today at our job. His wife is an OBGYN at our hospital, and I didn't even think, honestly, this was kind of like out of sight, out of mind. The labor and delivery units are overrun at this point. So they don't even have beds to send these women. Our antepartums, these antepartums can sometimes be in the hospital their whole entire fucking pregnancy. And it's like, where are these pregnant women going to go? They don't have beds.
And that's always been the problem. Like, go out, if you're young, you're going to go out, you're going to get COVID, you're going to be okay. You may need to be in the hospital for a couple of days. We don't have the fucking beds.
We don't have the beds. So even if you get in a car accident, if you choke on a bone, if you got diarrhea, you got pneumonia.
Today, because we were talking about how surgeries were canceled.
Yeah.
But this therapist was like, oh, yeah, I had ortho. I said, what do you mean you had ortho? He was, this lady she fell, or her husband hit her with the car or something, and her pelvis shattered.
Jesus.
And I was like, I forget that you can still get hurt. And it's an ortho surgery, but we're stopping all surgeries.
They're stopping all surgery, except for cardiac surgeries are considered, unless you can safely
hold on
wait
a little bit.
Yeah, but most cardiac surgeries
people are out here thotting and bopping.
Yep.
So people are having heart attacks. They're getting hurt. They're doing strokes, all of that shit on top of getting COVID.
Absolutely, and everybody's running out of beds. I mean, from Mississippi to Georgia to Texas, everybody's running out of beds. So just please,
dude, this was
yourself.
even a couple of weeks ago. We had someone life flight in from Houston because they didn't have beds up there, and Houston's huge. One of the biggest medical centers.
The young lady, the young lady and her wife were just like, they had no beds, and we were like, just get her out of here. And had she not come, she probably wouldn't have survived.
It's insane.
So and they're turning people away. Like they're telling you, even if you have a Trump, we can't accept anybody else. We don't have any.
We
beds.
are back to the beginning where we were like, it's not the COVID, it's the fact that the COVID beds are overwhelming.
Yes.
And that people are dying because they can't get into the hospital.
Yeah, they're sprinkled everywhere. And it's ridiculous. So
wear a mask.
Just wear a mask. Continue to protect yourself, because again, when you protect yourself, you directly protect other people. So off that note, let's talk about something fun.
Let's talk about something fun.
I can't snap my fingers.
Did that not sound exactly like the recording?
It does. I can't snap.
Do you know it's not your fingers making the noise? It's your finger hitting it's this hitting.
Oh, my fat pad?
The pad of what is it, a thenar?
Fat pad. Your thenar eminence. Yeah. I can't do it. That's all you get.
So you can't be like, wow, chicka, wow, wow.
If I do it at the same time you do, yes.
Ready, 1, 2, 3.
There we go. I can snap. Yay. So what's going on in social media news?
A lot. Actually, we never touched on it, but did you see Issa Rae's surprise wedding fucking reveal?
Alyssa.
We got with that one. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with her. First of all, wedding of my dreams is a surprise wedding that no one knows. Like, top secret shit.
It's like a Beyonce wedding.
All my best friends in France, my family.
Yeah.
I get married to the love of my life.
Yeah.
Y'all find out about it weeks later on Instagram.
That was amazing. That was so beautiful. Because I legit thought she was just modeling for. Because the caption that she put on there was just like, "Hey, so yeah, we did an impromptu photo shoot with all my friends, and all my friends just happened to be there in the same dress." And I was like, "Wait, bitch, you."
I loved that the whole cast was there.
Yes, except for Amanda Seales. Why wasn't she there? Was it because of that whole fight that happened? Not a fight, but the whole thing that happened at some Hollywood party where Issa Rae's publicist or something told them to escort Amanda Seales out. I guess they had some kind of beef or something.
I mean, you know what I will say about Amanda Seales? She looks like the friend who, like, when things like, not that tensions rise, but you can feel everyone kind of like, if it's up, then it's stuck.
Right.
And everyone's trying to be like, okay, like, let's move on. Like, she won't move the fuck on.
I mean, I love Amanda Seales.
I'm not saying it's negative or positive. I'm just saying sometimes the vibe is let it the fuck go. And she just seems like someone who, if she isn't ready to let it the fuck go.
No, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that. Yeah.
I don't know. I loved it. I love that. Did you see all the shit where Issa Rae wanted a custom grill, so she had that guy fly her out?
Yes.
Man.
First of all, that is the premier way that you come out to tell somebody that you are with someone, because we be tired of seeing people all on social media. Oh, me and my boo, then y'all broke up 3 months later, or you got married, then you with another dude. I'm like, wait, that ain't the dude who was in the wedding picture. Like, what the hell? But we want to. That is how I would come out to tell people that I am married. I would have a child already.
I've always said, like, I want people to know I'm having a child when I deliver the child. Like,
absolutely.
I want a 1-year-old toddler.
They're gonna be like, oh, this your child?
Yeah,
Yes.
yep, done had it. You weren't in the circle.
Yeah.
Didn't know about
Then
it.
I'll pop out all these pictures. If y'all post anything, I'll kill you. Yeah, I would
I
definitely do
loved
the
it.
same
She
thing.
looked so beautiful.
She was gorgeous. Just the whole backdrop and the fact that she was in Paris and it was beautiful. Shout out to Issa Rae.
Cannot wait for the last season.
Listen,
But
man, that was amazing.
your friend OJ
Oh Jesus Lord.
gave an interview, which who the fuck is still interviewing OJ Simpson?
Why is OJ Simpson on anybody's social media?
Who stays as relevant as OJ Simpson besides like I know Kris Jenner works hard, but Orenthal J Simpson works fucking harder. I swear
Listen,
to God.
he was even making statements in prison. I'm like, dude, shouldn't you be watching the yard?
He
Shut
wanted
up.
everyone to know that, he's out thoughting and bopping in LA, but he is still, he just doesn't know what happened to Nicole. And he's afraid because he could be sitting right next to the murderer.
Your son, because your son did it, allegedly.
I'm just like, hey, we're all over it. We're over it. You got away with it. Like, I think if you get away with something, you should just go off
And shut the fuck up.
and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And be like, whew.
Definitely. Him and Bill Cosby need to be.
They should be, being in the corner somewhere
They
together.
should literally be captains of the club.
Yep.
Shut up.
www.ch.com. Dude, I was like,
exactly.
why do you keep you literally wrote a whole book about what you would do if you had
Right. So you're talking about.
let's
I
talk
could be
about
sitting next
guilty
to the-
people. It's the
Yeah.
serial killer sociopath
I didn't
complex
steal those
where
cookies out of the cookie jar.
you're like, I can talk anybody out of anything.
Yeah.
Surely they'll believe me. I could tell them exactly how I did it and they still won't think what a freaking psychopath.
He's an idiot. I think he's just doing that to reach out to his real daughter, Chloe.
I don't know what he's
Chloe.
trying to get sponsored for or what, but
He's trying to get attention from
he's trying
Chloe.
to get a coin from somewhere.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Ice-T and Coco, the couple that I didn't even know was still together.
Oh yeah, they ain't going nowhere. They gonna be old and gray.
Couldn't remember what show were they on. Why do I know her?
Ice-T and
Ice-T and
Coco.
Coco.
Yeah.
I just can't fucking stand her.
He
dude.
was on. What was she?
Why is she famous?
She was famous because of her body and her boobs, and I want to say she was a Dallas.
Not a
cheerleader,
Dallas
Cowboy
Cowboy
girl.
cheerleader.
Maybe I think she. Maybe she was. I can't remember.
Hold please.
But I know she's not famous for anything like really legit. Like she didn't save the
Coco.
world for any reason.
You mean to tell me
She's a
that
Power Ranger.
Coco did not save the world?
Oh, no, she was a Playboy.
Natalie that makes more
Was
sense.
she Playboy?
Actress, dancer, glamour model, and web personality.
No. What is she?
They've been
famous
married
for?
since 2005.
Yeah, they've been together too for a minute. Wasn't she Playboy? She was on
I
Playboy.
feel like she was a heifer.
I think she was too.
Hugh
Hefner.
Yeah.
Hugh Hefner, ma'am. Not
She was a
heifer.
hefner.
I think she came from Playboy.
Career. She was in Playboy.
Yeah, that's
she
where
was
we
in
know her from.
Swimwear Illustrated, and then she was in Playboy.
Yes. That's how he knows
This
her.
all makes sense. Okay, so moral of that, all that to say, she is still breastfeeding her 5-year-old daughter. Thoughts?
No, another one.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I think only rich people can afford to do that because what the fuck would your tits look like if you've been breastfeeding for 5 years?
Well, her boobs aren't real. I mean, they're real, obviously, but she has breast implants. But here's my thing about that. So I'm not a parent yet, right? Breast milk is amazing. We
Liquid
are the only
gold.
right. It's liquid gold, and we are the only species we are the only species on this planet
That drinks
other people's milk,
milk.
or other species' milk, right? So I think that from a nutritional standpoint, I think it's amazing. What I don't think is amazing is the fact that this girl got a whole set of 32 in her mouth and she's still on your boob.
Yo, she can say, "Hey, mom." She probably could. She can call her mom on the phone and be like, "Bitch, where's the milk?"
She literally can put on an iPad
Is
combination.
so fucking like in an emergency. She can call 911.
She really can.
That is, because when I lived in Austin, we knew like word of mouth all these moms who would keep breastfeeding after their kids were old
What was
enough.
their reason for doing that though?
It's a great way to lose weight and like keep because you're
Oh,
burning
yeah,
so many
that's true.
calories. And they would donate. There's a milk bank in Austin.
Oh yeah.
So they'd be like, "Oh, I'm so philanthropic." Whatever. You just wanted to look skinny. Which I get that. Like
Yeah.
it's good for your
It's nutritional.
it's
I mean,
nutrition. It's good for someone else. Like it is such a great thing to give someone else who can't give that to their own child,
Yes.
right? Beautiful. Yes, you're going to look great. You're still burning a fuck ton of calories, but what is the age when you can cut off your child from the tit?
1.
I would say
1 or 2.
Yeah.
I would say no
When you
more
have
than 2.
like teeth, it's the teeth for me.
Yeah, because they gonna bite down and take your whole nipple off. I just think that she's 5, which means she's in elementary school.
Kindergarten.
So you cannot take breastfeeding breaks with your mom at school. So what I think needs to probably happen is you can continue to give her breast milk, but it should not be her mouth on your boob, because I don't think it's like hypersexualized or anything. Like, I don't think it's some bullshit like that. I just think that little girl is too grown to be on a boob, a literal teat.
You're the fucking titty kid at school. I would literally know.
I would legit like pick at your child.
Dude, that has to do some fucked up shit. And like, I know, like, the body's beautiful and motherhood's beautiful.
It is.
Everything's hypersexualized. No,
but when do you cut it off?
That has to fuck up a kid, dude.
Yeah, you have to cut that off.
Surely she's not sucking from the tit at 5.
I mean, and she's still, the thing is,
right?
he came out and said that she eats real food. So I'm like, if she eats real food, what's the purpose of you still giving her breast milk?
With breast milk?
Yeah, I mean, like, is it like a bottle to go home or something? Go to bed or something like that. Like, I get it for, soothing for her to go to bed or whatever, but she shouldn't. And I mean, it is a bonding moment for parents, for mothers and their children. However, at 5 years old, you sitting there coming home, coming home with kindergarten homework and telling my mom, let me get your boob.
If you can write your ABCs, you should not be drinking human milk. I just don't think you should.
Not from a boob. I think you can drink the milk, but not from a boob.
Oh, I don't fucking
But did you even hear so the Academy of Breastfeeding Medicine basically has come out with these things for gender inclusive language. So instead of using the word breastfeeding, they recommend that you use chest feeding or human milk feeding.
I'm a woman and I don't have a chest, I have breasts. So
exactly. No. Men have breasts as well.
They're taking everything from us.
It's like Handmaid's fucking tale.
And you know how all that what am I referring to? I'm not sure, but in the zeitgeist or just in pop culture, there's this sense that like we are
erasing women.
Not erasing women, but men have been emasculated in the last 15 years. That's why they're acting out. That's why men do crazy things like, making all these excuses, right? That's why men feel this way and this way and why they rape and why they do all these things, right? We're emasculating them. Well, what the fuck do you think changing breastfeeding to chest feeding?
It's so stupid. And it's like, and so they said instead of using breast milk, use lactating or parent's milk or milk. Here's the thing. You can... When it comes to inclusivity, saying breast milk is not exclusive, because that is general anatomy. Men have breast cancer, can get breast cancer.
They can.
Women can get breast cancer, and
Men
your
and women
anatomy.
Have nipples.
Thank you. And when you're talking about breast, you're talking about breast tissue. When you're talking about a chest, you could be referring to the torso.
Call it titty feeding.
No,
I do, but
I mean that.
My thing is,
y'all taking this shit too fucking far. God
I understand that for years and years and years, people were shoved into corners and treated like shit because they were different. And we are smarter now, and we are more educated and less ignorant, and we know these things, right? Mm-hmm. What I do not necessarily always agree with is, 99.975% of the people who are breastfeeding are women with female anatomy and have breasts.
Exactly.
But because of this very, 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 very specific and small percentage of people who feel uncomfortable with that or who are different, instead of just having the vocabulary or the common sense to be like, you know what? Typically, commonly, this is what it is, but this is what we as a group, us, are going to call and refer to it as and explain to our children as, because we have a different situation than what is common or typical. We want everyone else to fucking change.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes no sense, because if you're saying, we'll just call it milk. Okay, 2% whole goat milk.
What you got?
Sheep milk.
She's drinking milk.
Horse milk. I mean, goddamn it, oat milk, almond.
I do love
cashew.
Cashew milk,
coconut, goddamn soy.
I don't fuck with
Can we be? But then you want? I don't want to put myself in a box. So let's just listen.
You know what? The inclusivity is the fact that there's 97 milks and breast milk is one of them.
Yes,
so it's fine.
Thank you. But that's the hypocrisy for me. Like, you better preach it. God damn it. Like, that's the point. It is inclusive to say breastfeeding or breast milk.
Okay, but here's the thing. Breastfeeding is a very powerful, special,
bonding moment.
What do you call it? Nature, individual,
innate nature.
Oh my god, words are so fucking hard today.
It's okay.
It's a human thing. It's like
Right.
what do you call it? Like a base level. Fuck. What is the word?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's like it's just one of the fucking things, you know. It's a beautiful, very special thing that
All living things do it.
all living things do it, but it's very special
Most.
to women. It's one
Yes.
of those things as a woman that if you want kids and that is something that, you know, you want a part of that experience and it's very special.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that we necessarily need to negate from that or take away from
Because
that
now
to
you're being
include
exclusive.
other people.
Exactly. Because now you're being exclusive by trying to take away the fact that women have breasts. So why can't we just, and even if you are a trans woman, is it trans woman?
Woman.
I think it's trans woman. If you're a trans woman, then you can just, so if somebody asks you, oh, are you breastfeeding? No, I'm actually lactating or I'm chest feeding.
Yeah.
Then that's
because
fine.
that's specific to you. And that's fine if that's your thing. We're not changing the whole fucking
No.
world. And all these women who have fought so hard to be able to breastfeed in public and to feel beautiful breastfeeding and all of this shit, just to change it
to
them.
one word.
It would
That's
be like
stupid.
finally now that we have like black girl magic, black is beautiful, melanin pop and all this shit, that people are going to be like, actually, you're just darker complected.
Exactly.
Actually, no, I'm black and I'm beautiful and we've always been black, beautiful, black girl man. We're not going to stop doing it now that it's cool
Yeah.
and fucking because now people want to be more so inclusive that it's exclusive now.
Yeah.
That's why I think that like things now will just double back to what they were 50 years ago. Like everyone's going to be so tired of being sensitive that everyone's going to become a fucking dick in 10
Yeah.
years and like
Well, because you keep changing the
Yeah.
rules. You keep like even the show we're gonna talk about a little later, the Miss Pat show. There was this one episode where they basically have where they're talking about different slurs for gay people because her daughter's gay, and it's a teachable moment. And then they start talking about slurs that are used for Asian communities as well as there's another group of people with disabilities like mentally delayed, and so you have people that keep changing the words. And she's like, well, when y'all gonna invite me to the name changing like meetings? Like, goddamn, like you can't say this anymore and you can't say that. And then like even something simple as Siamese twins, and they're conjoined. When do we change it to conjoined? And all this other kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And it's just like, people like
you're going to be
it's too
it's
much.
like when everyone's special no one is, right? So it's like I told my mom the other day, my mom and my uncle, because they were just like, yeah, we were talking about my friend at work. She was asking her boss how she gets a promotion because she was like, if I don't move up in the next year or year and a half, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
Because people our age do that.
Yeah.
And so basically her manager or boss or whatever told her like, well, at this company, we know that you're ready for the next position when you are doing all of those roles and you're doing well at them, but in your current position.
Yeah.
So she was like, so you want me to do double the work to prove that I can do that job to get that
Right.
for no money?
Right.
I'm not going to do it. And I was like, I agree. Nope, not doing
Yeah,
it.
that's
I'm going to show
stupid.
up and do the work I'm paid to do.
Yeah.
Unless I like love my job and want to go above and beyond. But not the case.
No, definitely not.
So I was talking to my mom and my uncle about that because I was like, y'all's generation was just happy to get a fucking job with
Yeah, and you
with
stayed on the job for
benefits,
30
and you
years.
did everything because you were so happy
and because
like,
they got a pension too.
yeah. And I was like, that's not how we are now. I was like, and
No.
and my mom was like, we just did it, and I was like, no, we have the internet and we have social media, so we see what our friends are doing, what our
Yeah.
friends are getting, what other jobs look like. People
Definitely.
can talk, and we don't feel indebted to our jobs. And I was like, and honestly,
Fuck
this
no.
is y'all's fucking fault for your participation trophies and bullshit. Everyone's
Yes.
special. Everyone's special. I can do whatever. So now I'm like, well, I don't need you. I'm special. I can do whatever.
Exactly.
So now I think that everyone's so special, right? We have to be so inclusive
Mm-hmm.
that we're like, maybe not our generation, but our kids will be like, no one's special.
yeah.
We're not doing this shit anymore.
Yeah.
You know what? Because it's too much sometimes.
It's too much. Like even with like certain pronouns. Like I respect people's pronouns, but here's my thing. I'm just gonna be very transparent. I am not going to learn 5,000 people's pronouns. I will. What is your name? I'm not gonna sit here and be like, well, she and they and them and he, who, ha, ha. Listen here, Jennifer. Okay. Listen here, Brad. Hey, Frank. How you doing?
Hey, but that's why I call every
Hey,
patient.
Jesse.
But every patient is bud or friend. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Hey, you. That's what the fuck you're gonna be. Hey, you.
Well, and I'm like, I hope
I'm
bud,
not
I
you.
hope bud and friend don't become bad because that's all I
Listen.
fucking use.
Hey, friend.
Hey, bud. What's up, friend?
I'm really careful with the way I call my friends. Hey, good morning, good evening, buenos dias.
What's good about it?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I don't
just
know.
it's too much.
Like,
it's too
and
much.
it's the same thing with social media and celebrity now. Do you remember, like, who knows anything about the Beatles? Who knows anything truly other than, the rapey stuff about Michael Jackson? Why?
I know a lot more about
Why do I know that Ice-T and Coco's daughter is still getting breastfed? Like, that is too much information. I don't need to know that.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to just cool it.
Well, because the thing is, too, you have to remember, back in the day before social media was alive and well, we wanted to be close to celebrities. Like, you put these celebrities on these pedestals and you thought that they were untouchable until you got a glimpse in their life. Like, I remember even like the videos of like I Love Lucy, Lucy and Ricky, right? When you got to see some of these old videos and see them together as a couple, you're like, oh my God, I feel like I know them now. And now celebrities and social media, influencers are now inviting you into their homes. And now you feel, well, I'm a part of this family. So I'm entitled to know what's going on with you. Why hasn't she told us that she's pregnant? Why hasn't she? And blah, 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 blah. And then you get all obsessed and you're like, you don't know these people for real, right?
Our brains must be so fucked.
Girl, social media is the devil.
Like, I need a pic. Who out there can give me a picture of a brain, like a PET scan?
Yeah.
From the internet. Not a PET scan. MRI?
MRI. Probably MRI.
Sure, right?
Yeah.
What shows the lights?
MRI.
Well, no, because it's black and white. What's the one where I can look? CT, and I can see the different colors?
Yeah.
Ours are just black and white all the time?
No, you just never scroll up or down. Because when you scroll up and down, it'll
shows the
show the
different
colors.
colors.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't look at the imaging.
Okay. She does look at the imaging.
I do look at the imaging when it's
even there are certain people that even like groups back in the day, or like, you would have never seen how, for example, Ozzy Osbourne, you're just like, how in the hell are him and Sharon Osbourne married? This is insane. And then they invite you into their home and you're like, oh my God, he bit a bird's head off. Like, but he's up here making coffee in the morning and he's such a normal person. Or even sometimes when you see behind the scenes of like the Oprah Winfrey show or something like that, and she invites you into her home and you're just like, oh, this is her garden. Oh my God, I'm a part of this.
I would love for that shit to be, I don't know. I'm like, remember that?
I want to go back to the days where celebrities didn't tell you what the fuck they were doing.
Yes.
You just had to find out in the National Enquirer.
Do you remember like the early Paris Hilton days? Like that's why it was so exciting, because everyone like was like, who the fuck is Paris Hilton?
Exactly.
Why is she so famous? She's at all this cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I want, the suspense.
Yeah, I want to go back to that part, because it's even like, you have people who are in your life and you're just like, oh, so you broke up? Wait, hold on. I thought y'all was getting married.
No, even Ryan
Tell
Destiny.
me why y'all broke up.
Ryan Destiny did an interview the other day, because she doesn't post pictures of her and Keith Powers very much. They don't post pictures really that much.
Oh, okay.
And someone, she was basically like, we're still together. We just both decide what we're gonna post because we don't know y'all shit.
Yeah, but even too, like, even if you don't post your friends on social media, then you're just like, oh, are they not friends anymore? Like, I see people do that all the time with certain like Instagram influencers when you all know they hang out all together, and you're just like, oh, she didn't post your baby, she didn't post your wedding, she didn't post your engagement. That's why Amanda Seales
wasn't at the wedding.
Exactly.
Because you should be, and that's what's so scary, is that you have this inside, what you think is inside, right? This look on people's lives, and it's only like, what they want you to see, but it feels so intimate, you're thinking it's more than what it is.
Yeah, because they're posting every day. They're posting every day, and so you feel like you're being invited to the picnic table, but you're really not. And so I think we just all need to take a step back and mind our business. But if we did, we wouldn't have any content for the podcast.
That's true. My favorite thing is to like stalk the Kardashian pages, and then I'll watch the episode and I'll be like, oh, that's when this happened and this like I'll put it together like I'm a fucking true crime detective.
See, I like to follow certain like singers that I love, and certain reality stars that I love, or even like certain authors or like politicians and stuff, or even just like a lot of those Black love pages. Like I love following stuff like that, or even like certain popular psychologists or therapist counselors and stuff like that. I love watching stuff like that, because it gives you a glimpse again into the fact that these people help people all the time, but they're broken themselves too at the same time. So it just makes it
you need to watch
relatable.
Couples Therapy.
I mean, no, I don't want to watch. I like, okay, you ever seen the show Black Love on OWN? That's the type of stuff I want to watch. I don't want to watch all this but that's what I'm saying. I don't want to watch all this like antiquated reality TV where you got to walk back in the door and pretend, and they got to do all these storylines. I like people just sharing their stories of how they overcame certain topics.
So not VH1 couple therapy.
No. I know which one you're talking about.
The fucking like therapist couple therapy where it's like real couples therapy. Right. That's good, just because it's like, it's just, it's so interesting to see people's dynamics and like the weird shit people have. Yeah. That they don't even realize they have. Stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love Black love.
Yeah, Black love. I think it's so relatable, and I love how they go from the young couples to the older couples to the ones who have been married for a long time to the ones who are newlyweds or just dating and stuff like that. So I think it's, to me, I like looking at the real of that versus you being able to cut and say, okay, well, this is what I mean. To me, I feel like it's more vulnerable.
Okay.
On Black Love.
Speaking of beautiful black love, have you seen Resort to Love, Christina Milian on Netflix? Yes or no?
Is that nothing but like a love don't cost a thing again?
It's better.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you why. Does she sing the whole time? Yes.
Oh my, no.
Yes,
no.
she does. She sing because you know who produced it. It may not. She did something to it. Freaking Alicia Keys. So what song do you think she sings the whole movie?
My boo.
No, that would have been a good. Wasn't that Kelly Rowland?
My boo.
It's not a way
No, that's Usher and Alicia Keys.
My boo. What
Yeah.
am I? Is Usher and Alicia Keys?
Let's look it up.
Would you bet money on that?
Yeah.
Am I on Planet Weird? What the fuck? I really thought that was Kelly Rowland.
No. Kelly Rowland is I love you.
Oh, you're right. That's right.
My boo. Thank you. Alicia Keys and Usher.
It's been a hard week.
You owe me $50.
Okay, anyway, moving on. So Alicia, so she sings "No One" like the whole fucking movie.
Oh God!
But if you are looking for just like something to put on in the background, some good time vibes, a girl down on her luck who's just trying to fucking find herself in a beautiful tropical location around
chick
some
flicks.
handsome black men,
I hate chick flicks. Oh my God!
and that cute Asian guy from Insecure is in it.
I hate chick flicks.
It's not necessarily a chick flick.
Anything with Christina Milian is a chick flick.
I just love it. It's like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, chick flicks. My mother and my sister are
Not
obsessed.
Lifetime, Hallmark, different
Same thing.
vibe.
It's the same thing. Chick
Well,
flicks.
I liked it.
Well, I am watching currently the Miss Pat show. Okay, so remember I'm
The Pat Down.
The Pat Down. Listen, I am obsessed. If y'all have never heard me talk about any other podcast ever before, I am obsessed with the Pat Down with Miss Pat. I first found out about her a few years ago when she went on The Breakfast Club, and she mentioned that and I was like, who is this lady? And you're just watching on YouTube or whatever, and I saw that she had a podcast, and I was like, let me go listen to this lady's podcast from the very beginning. Bitch, I have been upset. I will religiously be charting at work, and I am listening to old episodes. I will start from the beginning and just let it keep rolling, even though I'm caught up and I catch up every single week that they post. But she came out with a show on BET, and she's been working on this show for the past 5 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think Fox had it first. They bought it, and then they dropped it. Then Hulu picked it up. They shot the pilot, and then they dropped it, and then BET Plus picked it up. And she put it on streaming because the way that she talks on this show is very much so reminiscent of growing up in black households. Like my mom didn't cuss the way she cussed. I wish my mama did, honestly, because that would have made her a little bit more relatable. However, still love you, mama. But anyway,
Add a little spice.
exactly. But it's 10 episodes, and you can get like a free 7-day trial. So of course I did that on BET Plus, and this show is freaking amazing, and it's based off of her real life and her comedy. And she even has done interviews, and people are like, well, how much of this show is your real life? And she's like, 95% of what's written actually happened with
That's
a couple of different
insane.
things. Yeah, but that show is
I wish I
fucking
could
hilarious.
write a show on my life. I would not have a job.
Yeah, no, I don't want to have a job. I mean,
Well, if we ever, diverge in
When
wood,
we-
when we take the path less traveled,
yes,
when those two paths diverge in a
when
wood,
the podcast pops
we
on.
will write a show about our life. I've always said in my made-for-TV movie of my life, I manifest it. It's gonna happen.
Why don't we just do a show about how we started the podcast and like the wilds of the podcast? We'll just play ourselves.
Look at the camera. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Would you like it?
Yeah, it'll cut. We'll edit in post.
Yeah,
I have
exactly.
also been watching. Did I tell you I started White Lotus, the
White
HBO
Lotus?
show? Okay,
No.
so, oh God, what is her name on Insecure? Amanda Seale's friend on Insecure.
Her friend?
Who's that chunky black girl?
Oh, I don't know her name. Ooh. I don't know her
With
real
an
name.
N, does it start with an N? She's like, remember me better when she
Yeah.
pisses her pants when
I'm
she
not-
gets tased.
Yes, I'm not. I can't
Kelly.
remember her. Kelly, yes.
Kelly. So
I
Kelly's
thought you were talking about her real name. Sorry.
no, her. Oh yeah,
I don't know her real
Natasha
name.
Rothwell. Is that right? Does that sound right?
Nope. I don't know.
Natasha Rothwell.
Can't remember.
Anyway, she's in it. It's a show. It's so it does the flashback kind of thing. So someone dies, so you don't really know who, but it's all these different families and couples. They're all in Hawaii at this really nice resort. She works at the resort, and so it's kind of just like about a bunch of things going on there. But it's
Yeah.
really good. It's on HBO.
That's cool.
10 would recommend.
That's cool.
Cocaine Cowboys. Have you seen that? Netflix.
I have not seen that yet, but I heard it's really good.
Yo,
I want to see the Aretha movie. Aretha, respect.
Retha. Oh, respect. Retha. What
Who
the?
was Retha? Who was Retha? Is that a nickname for Aretha? You knew her like that? Retha, really? Jennifer Hudson plays Aretha Franklin.
Why is she everyone's biopic pick?
Because she screams.
True.
I mean, I feel like she's a great actress, but I just feel like I don't know. Jennifer Hudson, her voice is not my cup of tea. She's not my singer.
And you.
She just screams.
And you.
But I think the beautiful thing about her is the fact that Aretha Franklin handpicked her to play her.
Oh, I
so
like that.
like even what's her name? Cynthia Eurovo, whatever her name is. She's African American. She played Celie on The Color Purple on Broadway or whatever, and she played Harriet. So she redid the Lifetime movie about Aretha Franklin, and I was just like, to me, I just felt like it was very. It was not disrespectful, but I just think that it was unnecessary for you to do that, because if this person who is alive and well is saying this is who is going to play me, and I'm working on it currently, and just so happens to die during the process. That's not for you to just pick it up and just be like, oh yeah, Lifetime, you want me to do this? I mean, I get it. It's a quick book. I totally get it, but you didn't do it justice. And so, it was just, I don't know. Jennifer Hudson, I think is going to do an amazing job at being Aretha.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Love her.
definitely.
I don't know what that has to do with cocaine, but Cocaine Cowboys.
Oh, I was just talking about another movie, but okay. Sorry, I cut you off. My bad. My bad.
Oh, I love Kingpins. I love mob shit.
Yeah.
I love Narcos. I love all of that shit.
Yeah.
I think it's so interesting how there's like the literal drugs, man.
Drugs. Drugs, man. Drugs.
I love how all of these people are just like, we're gonna fucking start fucking slanging and banging and making some good money. And like the shit they have to do, and they're also resourceful. Anyway, this is a docu-series about basically the men who started the cocaine.
This is a real story.
Yeah, it's a real. Wow. They are the ones who like started they made cocaine big in Miami, because this was.
They gotta be Hispanic.
Oh yeah.
Definitely
this was
Hispanic.
a time when Miami was like a cool beach town, but there weren't like clubs and shit like there are now.
Yeah.
And they were the ones who started fucking bringing coke over by the
port.
fucking tons and just distributing it everywhere.
I wonder if Rick Ross is involved.
And did you see Drake say that Rick Ross is the best rapper alive?
I actually like Rick Ross.
I love it. Spirit animal. I said that. I think
he's very underrated because he lost a lot of weight.
Shout out to the pair.
Pears. I love her. I loved Rick Ross when he was fat. I really do. Like,
he was the best.
I'm a big girl. I like big dudes. And I was like, why you let these people punk you like that? Like, let Fat Joe done lost all that damn weight because he wanted to have his shirt off. You can have your shirt off at your concert. I'm looking.
I'm just like, I've always loved Biggie, and he was huge. So I'm just like, we need more fat rappers.
Just saying. Not Gorilla Zoe. What's his name?
Gorilla Zoe.
Gorilla Zoe is not big. He's not big though. Gorilla Black. That's another guy. He's heavy set too.
My Twitter bio circle like 2010 was
Big Pookie.
Rick Ross. Rick Ross is my spirit animal. I fucking love that man.
Even big, I think it's Big Pookie or Big Pokey. Anyway, he's from Houston. Anywho, he's with Paul Wall and all them. Mm-hmm.
Paul Wall.
Yeah. Tipping on fofos. Repping fofos.
Remember grills? Smile
Yes.
for me, day.
Let me see your grill.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway. Back to the drugs.
We keep going
if you like mob shit, if you liked Narcos, if you like docu-series, if you love Miami like I fucking do, it's so good. It was just these kids who went to high school together, and they started kind of selling drugs on the side, and they just got, it literally is like a movie. Like one of them was the one who was like, all this coke, like tons of coke fell into their lap, and they were like, we can do it, we can sell it. And then after that, it just took off, and they were just making millions of fucking dollars.
We need their kind of motivation, not their product, but we need their motivation.
Yeah, one of them was like, we can't do it, and the other one was like, we can fucking do it.
And I'm the one who always keeps saying at work, come on guys, we can come up with an idea that will get us out of the clinic, like that will get us off the bedside, and y'all are just like, nobody's gonna buy that shit. And fuck you.
All I know is that these girls were fucking writers. All their girlfriends. Like this man is being arrested by the DEA outside, and he's yelling. He's like, "Don't let him in!" And the DEA's pounding on the door, and they're like, "Who is that?" She's like, "I don't know."
See, here's the thing.
Never seen him before, and I was like, "Yeah."
Here's the thing about me. I am loyal, and I will love you down. But here's what I'm not gonna do: participate in any activities that require death. Not gonna do it. We're gonna ride, and that is it. We ain't riding off the cliff. If it ends in death,
ride together, die together.
No. If it ends in death, Monica will not be there.
I'm just saying, she told those agents to their face, never seen that man, and they said, really? Because it looks like you live here. What is his name? She goes, I don't know, baby. babe, that this woman slams the door, runs to the bathroom, starts burning the pictures of the cars, burns the pictures of the boats, burns literally everything.
I'll be like, officer, come on in here. This is where Bartholomew sleeps. His name is Bartholomew Rashawn Jackson Jr. Okay, and this is why everything is. Here's where the money is. I need a deal.
I would have been like, I don't know, but all the things in my name were bought using legal funds, so you won't be seizing those assets.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I ain't, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Well, if there is a kingpin out there looking to be booed up by someone loyal to a fault, it's me. And go ahead and follow
Alyssa
the
will
podcast.
ride and die with you. I'm not gonna do
I
it.
love a good story and I love a great ride.
No,
so.
definitely not. Last couple things that we're gonna talk. Ouch. Last couple things we're gonna talk about today. Britney Spears' dad has stepped down as her conservatory.
Thank God.
Yes, there we go.
That woman's like 40 years old.
I just don't understand why she still needs one. And if she is in sound body and mind to fight against this, that should be a clear indication that she is able to take care of herself. And if she is not, who gives a shit? Let her spend all her money and do whatever she want to do with it because she's earned that right. That girl has worked her ass off.
So I know the justice system is fucked up, but usually not like this towards famous white people.
Very true.
That's why I'm like, is there something we don't know? I find it very hard to believe that it's gone on this long. No conservatorship has lasted this long.
No,
So I'm
definitely
like,
not.
Is there something we don't know that actually is crazy?
Yeah.
And that's why, there's
Because she
been,
don't even fuck with her sister either.
there's been multiple judges who have made
Yeah.
this shit keep going. So I'm like, what the fuck could it be? But also
Maybe they're
like,
just paying them off.
maybe.
He could just be paying them off. Because even Lindsay Lohan.
Maybe they just don't want to deal with it. So they're just like, eh.
Didn't Lindsay Lohan, well, she was getting in trouble with the actual law.
Lindsay Lohan was insane.
Remember she went over to
Mykonos. Ooh.
Remember she went over to the Middle East and started speaking like Arabic, and that person punched the shit out of her and was like, bitch, don't do it. Don't appropriate our culture like that.
Yo,
Don't do
she
it.
is a Hollywood. Really, oh, it's like,
Yeah.
how's Amanda Bynes doing? Did she have her baby?
Amanda Bynes. Yes, I do know Amanda Bynes. Yes. She played in that soccer movie. Mm-hmm.
That soccer. Are you referring to She's the Man?
She's the Man.
One of the
That was a
best
really
movies
good-
of the 2000s. Yeah,
Okay.
the soccer movie.
I was like almost an adult when that came out, but all right.
Are you serious?
If it came out in 2000s,
Hey
yeah.
Siri, what year did She's the Man come out?
Which one? I found two. She's the Man. She's the Man was released March 17th, 2006.
I was in 6th grade.
I was in college.
Oh my god, that's very different. It was a very different time.
I was in college.
I was in 6th grade and I was like, this is the best movie ever.
What was I, a junior in college? Junior? Yeah, I was a junior in college.
Damn. You old.
I'm not old. I'm only 10 years older than you. Well, even
Well,
speaking
good
of
for
Lindsay Lohan getting punched in the face for trying to speak Arabic, off the backs of that, Afghanistan.
Yo, places I wouldn't travel right now.
First of all, okay, here's the thing. Bush was like, listen, bitch, you ain't gonna come over here and fuck up our Twin Towers. We not doing that shit. We coming over there and seize all your nuclear weapons. We know you ain't got no nuclear weapons, but we really coming over there for fucking oil and shit, and we gonna fuck up your country. Obama was like, hey, I'll take the reins. I'm gonna find Osama bin Laden. They killed him. Saddam Hussein, all that good stuff, right? Then Trump comes in. I don't really think he did nothing. He was just like, hey, we gonna pull these troops out in May. Biden gets in office and was like, hey, bitch, no, we gonna pull them out in September. We need to make them a little bit more stable. Bitch, shit done hit the fan. Within the last week, the goddamn Taliban has taken over the goddamn government, and the president of Afghanistan was like, peace, bitch. Like,
So listen, remember that time that Donald Trump was the president of the United States and shit was popping off here. It really was.
Yeah.
There was a lot of crazy stuff happening. Never did I think that man would be like,
peace out.
peace out, ghost it.
He just left them people.
Because that's an insane thing for a president to do.
You're the president.
You're the president of
You're like
something. You're like in the one in charge, the head honcho, the HBIC.
You're the captain of the Titanic.
El
You go
Jefe.
down with that fucking ship.
Like that's the one thing you have to do.
Yes.
You ride together, die together. You're in this position for 4 years.
Exactly.
Or however long.
Or however long.
So the idea that a president could just be like, deuces is in fucking sane to me.
He just fled the country, and the Taliban was like, perfect. And now Obama, now Biden is like, hey, we're pulling all our troops out. We're trying to get all of our American citizens out of there. And I saw on the news today, when we were at work, and all of my patients were watching this on CNN, and it was just insane the amount of people that were trying to climb onto this Air Force flight, and they were all, I mean, hanging on by a thread, and then the plane literally took off, and you saw bodies just dropping from midair, and I'm just like, I know those people are
You have
dead.
to,
Like,
dude.
it's insane that they are so afraid of this regime and this group of people that has so many cells, because you cut off one head, another one gonna go right back.
Right.
That they are willing to risk their life. It's just like the people who come from North Korea over to South Korea, and they go across that damn electric fence that fries the shit out of them. It's like, God damn, America.
That's why I get so
This is why we need to mind our own business and stop infiltrating other people's countries and taking over and going to war and leaving their countries worse than when we first got there.
And here's my thing. I have an opposite sun and a moon. Do you know what that means?
No.
Head and the heart, always in different places. Never know what's going on. Never.
I think
to
that's
make a
everybody.
decision. True.
Your head never follows your heart
Well,
because your heart's stupid.
when you're a Gemini sun and a Sagittarius moon, it just really gets difficult.
You're just a Gemini, so you don't know what you're doing.
Truly.
Yeah.
So my thing is, America as a country.
Never
Not
heard of
saying it's the best.
No.
Wouldn't be like, hey,
Move here.
But yeah, but also I'm like, it's really fucked up a lot of other places.
Yeah.
And at least at this one, I can get on this fucking podcast if I want to and just say some egregious shit, and no one's gonna come in here with their fucking guns
Yeah.
drawn. And even though the fucking justice system is pretty fucked up, I do get a day in court and all of the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
You get due process.
and not that just because your country's better than one that has, I don't know, a fucking communist regime or is
Yeah.
falling to hell right now, that we can't do better.
Yeah.
But I think people forget, like, the world is really fucked up other
It
places.
really is.
Like, really,
It
truly
really is.
fucked up.
Yes.
And the idea that, you know, Black Lives Matter is a huge thing that happened. The fact, and yes, people were dying in the street, but the fact that we can even do that without being just fucking completely obliterated and mowed down,
Seriously.
I just forget. 'Cause
Try that
we're-
shit in North Korea.
Truly. And I just feel like it's just insane to fucking see that. I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
very like privileged and blessed and spoiled in a way. 'Cause I'm
Absolutely.
like, we just can do, and we're always here saying, oh, our country,
My body, my rights.
yeah, fuck this, and America's crazy, and da 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 da. But like, they could literally. Genital mutilation is a thing places, and like,
Yeah,
you know what
they
I mean?
really can.
Not to say that anything that's going on that we talk about here is right. Like, I think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
No, I totally understand what you're saying.
this kind of shit reminds me that like other places are so fucked up
Yeah. In comparison to our
in comparison to our first world problems.
Yeah, because we're just like, this is insane. They're talking about breastfeeding and chest feeding, and these people are literally over here
Fighting for their
hanging
fucking
off of
lives.
planes in the air.
I
and
just don't
falling
know
from
what
the
I
sky.
would do.
I don't like. Yeah, because you don't know who's in the Taliban. You don't like the Taliban is huge,
Dude, and it's just you just happen to be the cells that formed inside of your mother.
exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
And your mom just happened to be fucking here.
Yeah, and Joe Biden was like, you know, hey, my decision. I stand by my decision to pull all of our troops out. We have been over there for over
Yeah, 'cause
20
the shit's
years.
going to shit.
And I'm just like, damn, we have been over there for 20 fucking years. Shit. And what have you done other than kill Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden? What else have we done?
Give
have you
some semblance of fucking order, I guess. I don't know.
But in 20 years, if it took 1 week for the Taliban to crush the government because you're moving the American troops out, what
Listen.
have you really accomplished?
I'm not going to even pretend to assume I know anything about the fucking politics of the Middle East or what happened or why
Right.
we were over there, other than the time that they fucking flew a plane into a bunch of places over here and we've
Did
never
they?
looked back.
Did the United States do that?
Listen, I don't know. All I've seen is Zero Dark 30. That's all I can fucking contribute.
Very true.
It seems as if, at a very rudimentary level, coming from a fucking 27-year-old girl who literally hates fucking politics, that we were like, we have to go over there. We want all of these things, and in return, we'll have a presence here so your whole fucking government doesn't fall to shit.
Yeah.
And they were like,
I don't really think they had a choice because Bush was listen,
Yeah.
Bush was a thug. Like, I don't care what nobody say. As much as I did not
Favorite
like him while he
president,
was
dude.
I didn't like him while he was in office. I love him now just because of Michelle Obama. She makes him relatable. But at the time, he was
what
like
a couple. I still will not get over that.
a couple.
I love them as a couple of friends.
Oh yes. As BFFs, I like that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think him going over there, he was just a thug. He was like, here's what you're not gonna do, bitch. That.
Because you know why? Hook 'em horns, baby. He's from Texas. And he was a
That's-
coked out college
I
kid
was gonna
whose
say, that's
dad
not
wanted
something-
him to be a
It's
president.
not something to be proud of.
I stand by the fact that he was just like a coked out college kid whose dad was like, you're gonna fucking be president whether you like it or not.
Pretty much, and I'm gonna help you get
And
there.
and I'm gonna help you get there, and I'll tell you what to do, but your ass is gonna be in the chair.
Absolutely.
And then he
Yeah.
finally got a fire under his ass. He got
He was
really
like, "I
fucked
can't
over
do this,
with
Dad."
9/11. He got real fucked over. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck to do. This was not.
He was like, I can do this. I
It
can
was
do this,
supposed to
Dad.
be 4 peaceful years in and out. What the fuck? And then he got the fire lit under his ass, and he's like,
Listen,
we're going.
He got over there. And he was
Desert
like,
storm.
he was like, shit, I didn't know they had all this over here. Goddamn, now we can't pull out. Fuck. He was like, well,
He's like, I may
you know what?
have. I will never financially recover from this.
Yes, he definitely was. What's his name? Tiger Joe King.
Tiger King.
Tiger King. Yeah,
Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic. Thank you. And then when Obama came in, he was like, all right, buddy, good luck. Obama was like, shit.
Here's the thing about being president. You just have to pick your one thing that you want to do. So fucking Bush, No Child Left Behind, and sending us all over to fucking Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Obamacare. You just have to focus on that and get everything settled enough to pass it off to the next person.
Because you're passing on a shit show.
You're always just passing on some shit to the next person.
Yeah, and this is why presidents age so quickly, because they're like, God damn it, I didn't realize all this shit was going on in this country. Good God, we got to
And
get
now
with
it's yours.
aliens
And they're like, here, bud.
here you go. And that's why even when they asked Obama, oh, what are you gonna do? You get everything that I couldn't do in the White House. I'm good with not being in that bitch no more. It's probably
And
prison
so
for them.
everyone who is good at that, it's just like any other company. The people who would be amazing at those jobs would never fucking do it because
No.
they're smart enough to not do it.
Exactly. And then when and even if you get a smart enough person that's in it, they're just like, I resign immediately.
Walk the fuck out.
All the Caucasians to the back immediately. Looking better already. Yeah, so it's crazy, but prayers up for Afghanistan, prayers up for Haiti. They just had a massive earthquake where
I
they've
did
had
see
I
that.
think over 300 deaths, or is
Did
it
you see Naomi
3,000?
Osaka's donating all of her winnings
I
to
think
Haiti?
that's amazing.
She's like, okay, black people, stop
I'm
talking
doing
shit. I'm
something
doing something.
for my people in
Look
Haiti.
what y'all made her do.
That country, oh God, I have so many wonderful Haitian people that I love and that I have been friends with over the years, colleagues, blah blah blah. That country has been through hell and
They cannot
fucking
catch a break.
back.
I feel like we're all literally every 3 years we're talking about Haiti. Some shit happening.
they got
in
their
Haiti.
independence and was like, we are free now, and then you just strip all the fucking resources from Haiti. God damn, they
Didn't
can't catch
Akon
a
just
break.
set up some shit in Haiti?
Africa.
Africa. Did someone not just do something in Haiti?
Maybe Wyclef Jean.
Maybe that would make
He's
sense.
He's Asian. But I know Akon did solar panels and lights and all
in
that kind of stuff.
Africa.
Yeah.
Where I'm from,
Oh Jesus.
Nigeria.
You're only 40-something%. Because did
That's
you hear
enough.
too? Your white people are dying. Not dying. I'm sorry. Take that back.
Can't you see the white people are melting?
There was a new census that came out that said that white people are actually the white population is diminishing. So overall, they still make up more of the population of the United States. However, their representation has gone down 8.6% because of mixed race individuals.
So really, I'll still be in the majority because I'm mixed race.
I guess.
We're just getting mixed year and mixed year. The 90s really fucked up some people.
It's called freedom, and
Letting
before
the
social
freak
media,
flag is the fact that you could marry someone from a different race and not go to, I don't know, jail
or die.
or die,
Very
be
true.
fucking murdered in the street. That
Yes.
really helped.
Yeah, the 90s
I
was
just
cool.
like, here's my thing. You're supposed to mix races. It's cool.
The Bible says you're not.
But I'm just like, genes wise, like,
Yeah.
you're immune to so many more things. There's a reason you're not supposed to procreate with
there-
the same fucking people.
I disagree. I think some things should be gate kept, and I think
Like incest?
No, okay, no, don't
That's
keep that.
what-
Get the fuck. No. I'm talking about the same race of people. I think that to a degree, I'm kind of 50-50 on. I do agree with there should be mixed race people, right? But I also agree with you being exclusively with your race to continue to push it forward. So Native Americans and Native Americans, hey, push your country, push your culture
Push your
forward.
country for. They don't
And-
have
and
land. That's real fucking rude to bring up.
This is their country.
This land is your land?
No.
This land is my
land is
land.
stolen land.
That's true.
Stolen from the Native Americans. But I think black people should procreate with black people. White people should be procreate with with white people.
Well, you don't even know what you're saying. Yeah, or just fuck me, right? Little
No.
mixed girl in the
I'm just
corner. What
saying.
am I supposed to do?
No, I'm just saying.
Who am I supposed to procreate with?
I think it should be both ways. I think it's okay to mix races, but it's also okay to just exclusively produce black people. That's why for me, I don't.
Love is love.
No. My love looks black. My children
that's
look
your
black.
love.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I don't think it's bad for Chad and Karen to procreate. Just don't make no more Chads and Karens.
Yeah,
Jesus
I mean,
Lord.
maybe Chad and I think, DeMarcus and Tasha, y'all can keep procreating. We
Yes.
don't need any more Chads and Karens.
That's true.
We can
That
hold
is
off.
very
It's not
true.
that we don't need more. We can just hold off for a little bit. I
Yeah.
think Chad could use a Tanisha.
Tanisha gonna eat his ass up.
I know she is, and maybe he needs it.
Maybe.
What
Yeah.
if it becomes like this weird dystopian caste system where like only certain families, like there's this like group of 20 families, right? And they are all like purebred of one race, right? Like
pure
these-
white Aryan blood?
well, like these 20 black families that are like
Yeah.
blackity black can trace back their blackness to the slave days. They all
Right.
get to procreate with only black people, and then all these other people are mixed race and they're like inferior. And then like all the pure raced people, but make it black. Do you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
like make it Hispanic or make it Asian.
Yeah.
That's the movie I want to produce. It's feeling like The Giver to me.
You're gonna piss off a lot of the inclusivity people.
I know, but just it's such a weird thing to think about. Like
Yeah.
it's everyone's mixed now, and like the people who are like dogs.
Okay, comparing humans to dogs. Interesting.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
I know
like
what you
there's
mean,
so
dog.
many
Yeah,
mixed
yeah.
dogs that everyone's like, oh, I want a pure blood dog. Not
Yeah.
pure blood white. I think people hear pure blood and they think white. I'm literally not even.
Well, because they
thinking
kept saying it, pure Aryan white
yeah.
blood.
No, I'm thinking like beautiful brown skin and
Yeah.
then like all these other like lighter brown colors.
To
But
me, I
there's
think
like this group, this like elite society of pure black people.
Yeah. Well, I think the first people on this planet were black, so you kind of gotta go there.
Did you see that TikTok where what was the little boy saying? They're like, he looks like Jesus. Jesus was black. What the fuck? I'll have to find it for you.
Yeah,
This little boy
please
talking
find
about
it.
how Jesus was black. It's
Yes, definitely. Hair like wool and feet of clay. It's crusty feet. Just saying.
great. Clay feet.
Anyway, all right. Anything else we need to go over this
Whatever
week?
happened to Clay Aiken?
No one cares.
Okay.
I can guarantee you, no one's looking. No one's googling what happened to Clay Aiken.
I'm here and I'm asking.
One person out of a billion. All right, so y'all spread love and light. I'm just gonna say this: y'all keep Alyssa and her family in her prayers. In y'all prayers, I'm not gonna say or go into detail of what's going on. Y'all just say some prayers. Send positivity to Fowler. She definitely needs it. Her and her family. So just definitely keep her in your prayers. Praying for love and light.
I need the love. I need the light.
Yes, absolutely. All right, well, we still got to go to work tomorrow, so I'm going to try to edit this podcast and get it out by
Good
tomorrow.
Lord. Maybe a little late,
So
y'all.
we'll
We still
see it.
love you, though.
Yes, we probably will be late with the posting, but y'all got to understand. We still working full-time jobs. But if you continue to share,
Like and subscribe.
we can get away from our toxic job.
We about to quit our job.
Hey,
We about to quit our job.
do your dance.
We about to quit our job.
Hey, hey.
We about to quit our job. That
Woo.
was literally some great things came out of quarantine.
Yes.
That video is one of them.
Yes. And I hope we go back into lockdown.
Hell yeah.
Please go back into lockdown. Come on, Daddy Joe Biden. Put us back in lockdown. Woo! Is he the one that did it before? I mean, Trump did it before, right?
Trump did it?
Oh, who made that mandate to lock everything down?
Listen, this
Was it the
whole
governors?
last couple years has been real fucking funky.
It's only been a year, ma'am. It's only been a year.
I think
That's some change.
Trump was on the vaccine train early. I do remember that. He was like, we're going to get a vaccine. We're going to get a vaccine. But
But who's-
I don't know who locked us down.
Yeah.
Because no, it had to have been him because
was
it was
Trump.
Tiger King days. And that was a
Yeah.
long time ago. That was, wow.
Maybe Congress did. I don't know who locked it down, but I'm glad they
Listen.
did.
Yeah.
Okay, Biden, it's your turn. Lock us down.
Lock it down.
I got enough toilet tissue and I got enough Lysol spray. Lock this shit down. Because people don't know how to act.
I
All right.
think when Biden came, he said it's state's choice. But before that,
See,
it was.
stop fucking Democrats. This is why this is why sometimes I love Republicans, because the Republicans are just like, listen, it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, fucking be. And then Democrats are like, well, we have to include
Everyone has the
everybody.
right.
You know what? Here's what I think. We keep trying to end this podcast. Physical therapists are Republicans.
Oh.
And occupational therapists are fucking Democrats. Y'all are the flower children and always, well, let's meet on both sides of the spectrum. And PTs are just like, bitch, I'm not co-treating with you.
I can't
Fuck you.
tell you how many times I'm in a room with a PT who's being a fucking asshole to a patient, and it's like, we are walking and we are doing this and we're
Yeah.
doing that, and they're like, no, I don't want to. I'm not gonna. And I'm like, okay, listen, what if we just make it to here and then we
Yeah.
do what you want to do and da 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 da.
And me with my mean ass. I mean, listen, this
And
is
you know
this is
what?
the dictatorship. It's not a democracy. You're gonna do what I
You
say.
know what? And the Democrats get it done, and the Republicans get paid more. and are remembered.
That's very
That's
true.
all I have to fucking say about that.
That's very true.
So vote in your next election. Thank you very much.
Yes, please do. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for listening to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. We will be back to you next Tuesday. Y'all have an amazing week, an amazing time. Brush your teeth, wash your face, wash your ass, and scrape your tongue. Brush your tongue. Use a tongue scraper.
I do. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I gotta go home.
I gotta edit.
Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler every Tuesday when new episodes are released.